Hey,
Hello.
Reaper people, how's it going? This is Anne coming to you live from the video room at Reaper headquarters with our latest Reaper Toolbox Live, wherein we paint the dragons that never end. That aren't even released yet, but will be released this summer. Julie Guthrie's Dance of Death. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Let's see. I don't know, Bug Lips. I don't know. That's Bug Lips for you. Good afternoon, everybody. Hey, Rings. You are shocked Justin started on time? Yeah. Well, we made an effort, even though he has to run downstairs now to make sure we have the thing we want to do for giveaways.
You shift to your left some for me.
Shift to my left. I'm supposed to... Justin's positioning me now.
I want the you out from behind the camera.
Oh. All right, well, now I have to tilt my entire work surface thanks to that. Actually, I can't move my... This is going to be silly. All right. Should have done that earlier. Let me see if I can scooch. Pardon me, everybody. I'm going to scooch my palette. It may leave the frame, sadly, but I need to be able to paint, so... And Justin wants me scooched over. I can try to just do it like this.
Just for the beginning.
Just for the beginning? Oh, that's right. Once we have minicam, we can scooch back.
Yep.
Free is open after 5 subs. We do not currently have 5 subs. We unlock giveaways. All right. I'm just trying to catch up with things.
Chat, yeah.
Semi-pro? Dabo, why would you have to be semi-pro?
Magnetic Gumby. Sorry, Magnetic Gumby.
When did Bones 4 kickstart that this is a still non-released mini from that? We finished fulfillment Magnetic Gumby at what was it, the end of October last year?
2018?
Yeah, 2019. Bones 4 just fulfilled last year because we launched...
Yeah.
Or wait, maybe it was earlier than that. I don't remember. But anyway, it fulfilled. But the problem, Magnetic Gumby, is that we ran out of these. And unfortunately, part of it was our fault because we gave away a bunch. Hey, Great Paladin Art, thanks for the host. So, yeah, essentially there are still models that are not released from Bones 4. And this is in one of the latest cycles, probably because it's pretty intensive and has lots of parts. And also probably needs box art. Whenever a model that we kickstart for Bones 4 needs like a nice box made for it, sometimes there's some delays on that just because, we have to figure out how best to package it to fit it in the best possible box, and then the box needs to be designed, all that sort of thing. Plus, you kind of, hi Coops, hi Kroniko. Plus, you kind of need to have a painted model to put on your box art. This. Yeah. Yes. I mean, if you order something for Bones 4 Magnetic Gumby, then you get it when we fulfill. But if you're waiting for it to come out post-release, if you decide to wait for the release and not get it for Bones for the Kickstarter, then it might be a while because some of the bigger models might take a while for us to shoehorn into a release. And there's all sorts of factors. I mean, Ron would be the guy to talk to on Reaper Live because he's the one who does a lot of the box art and kind of figures a lot of that stuff out. So, you could ask him what goes into deciding what you release first from Bones 4 or 5, that sort of thing. And we have a sub. Yay! Our first sub. We need 4 more to unlock giveaways. Justin, did you run downstairs yet, or are you still
I'm waiting until we shift to minicam. So
okay. That's true.
There.
So I don't have to sit here and ad-lib?
Yeah.
Yes, and that's why. Well, I mean, the other reason to buy things during the Kickstarter, guys, or in the period right after the Kickstarter is obviously to get a big discount, because if you're waiting for a release, you're going to end up paying a lot more. So it's worth it. Even if you don't have money at the time Kickstarter launches, just throw in $1 and get in on basic level so that you can add to your pledge later on. You won't get as good of a price as if you pledged during the Kickstarter proper, but you still get a significant discount. Especially for the big stuff, it's so worth it. Okay. Yeah, no problem, Magnetic Gumby. It's good to ask questions about the Kickstarter. We like to educate people because then if somebody else has that question in the future, then somebody else who heard this could answer it. So it's all good. All right, I have a big brush today. It's a very large brush. And I think we're going to paint some wings. Some really, really splotchy wings. I don't know. I am totally cold on this, guys. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do with these wings. I guess we'll just have an adventure.
On that note,
let's go to minicam. and Justin will run and see what he can dig up for free.
Well, I have an idea. I want to make sure we have the right stock before we do it.
Yeah, we don't want to like commit to doing something for free and then.
I will tell you guys for certain the giveaway today is definitely brushes of some sort.
Yes, it is brushes. We're just going down because our brushes tend to run out very quickly, and we don't want internet to kill us if we try to do a giveaway with something that we're low stock on. But yeah, so essentially, I want to create for Black Dragon. You can see he's got kind of like a stipply pattern a little bit with some of the paint that gives his wings a little bit more complication, more interest. And then on top of that, we've done, the scars and scuffs and stuff. So I kind of want to do that for White Dragon too. But first I need to do just a light stippling pattern to make this whole surface a little bit more interesting. And then I'll work from that pretty much. So I have some of my blues mixed up here. I think I'm going to actually play with adding some of our other colors that we're adding to this dragon, like we were adding our greens and purples that also were used on Black Dragon. Ooh, gifting, yay! Thanks for the gift subs. Awesome, when Justin gets back. Okay, hopefully Justin will see that when he comes back. Oh God, Scott Beale. I cannot imagine painting that ship. It's going to be gigantic. What they really need to do is bring in like Michael Proctor and Aaron Lovejoy, have them both gear up their airbrushes, have one of them start at one end and one of them start at the other, and have them both paint the ship. Do you have any idea how long it would take me? Oh. Ed has just been having some hiccups and not feeling well. You could ask him in person when he's back, but yeah, he's not going to do a show when he's not feeling top, obviously, so stuff happens. I'm going to throw some water in here. I'm using a gigantic brush today. This is actually just a regular art store synthetic bristle brush. Master's Touch, I think? Yeah, it's a number 10 shader, which means it's a big flat. And flats can be absolutely utilized on a big surface like a wing. In fact, it's very efficient to do so. They cover a lot of space. They carry a lot of paint. So when you're base coating your wing, I think I did use this brush when I was base coating my wing. I'm going to throw some water into this purple. I just want to have the green and purple open in case I decide to dab a little bit in. I don't want them at full strength because I don't want them to take over the blue-gray that we've got going on. And that blue-gray... No. Let's not. I want to see well-painted pirate ships. I would rather not see, well, okay, if you guys really want to paint them with number 1 brushes, sure, but I would really like to see, like, yeah, nicely painted, at least one nicely painted pirate ship. I would love to see one at ReaperCon after it releases. Yeah, we all go through days, but I would like to see one, like, after it releases, I would like to see one of them hit ReaperCon, because although I'm just thinking the competition will kill me when I say that, because, we are always at a premium for space anyway. All right, so our colors running down here, this is a 50-50 of blue liner and pure white. So blue liner is 9066. It's a liner color, but it also works just fine as regular paint. I really like the color it makes when I add in pure white, so I'm using it. We also utilize this color on the Black Dragon's wings and on his belly. So we're flip-flopping our color patterns for these between these two dragons. And then this one is 2 drops of blue liner and 6 drops of pure white. And this one is mostly pure white with just like a brush full of one of these other guys in there just to give it a little bit of that cast. And I just want to pretty much start, like, I want to wet the surface with my original color, which is this middle tone here. You can see it just blends right in. And I'm turning my brush as I do it too. I'm not just, you can see I'm rotating the brush. And that's going to give me not a predictable pattern. And I just kind of want to, once the surface is wet, I don't want my brush strokes to necessarily show up. Let me see. But I just want some noise. I want some pattern to make that surface more interesting. So, the magical Anne. I am not magical. How would you get it to ReaperCon? You'd have to drive it, Scott Beale. So it better be somebody within driving distance who does a pirate ship. Let's see, let's do a little bit of dark. And just, you can see just by using a big brush, and the shape of the brush that you use is going to change up the shape of the brush marks that you get. But you get, as it dries, you'll see it better. But you see the speckly pattern that I've got? And that kind of moves in well with this kind of, you can see the marks of the sculpting tools and the texture that they've left on the wing. So it gives you, good deal, Rings. Yay, Pirate Ship Challenge. It gives you just a little bit of visual interest. So it's not just a bland surface with not a lot going on. And I'm going to add in some lighter texture soon. Let me get this all kind of set. I want to do that, do that. And as you can see, when you're using a big brush, you can cover a lot of space very quickly. Now, yeah. Dragon wings. Wings in general can be the bane of your existence. They were mine for a long time. I just hated wings. It's actually why I'm doing the white dragon's wings first. I did the black dragon's last. Usually I paint wings first of any part of a model because I find them, they can be very boring for me, and they last forever. And so now if it's slightly dry and we find our marks are too strong. So yeah, I try to paint the wings first because that way I get to the interesting parts. So I grabbed some water because this paint was too strong and my undercoat had started to dry, so I didn't have the automatic mixing assist. Now I'm going to add more water. What's the verdict, Justin? Justin comes bearing brushes.
Is this the one that you liked?
Detail brush 5-aught, yep.
Okay. If I had to pair that with another one,
Yeah.
would this one work? Hold on.
He brought up a variety, a smorgasbord of things to give away, guys. Justin is our hero, right?
If I pair it with this one?
That is the 0. Yeah, you bet.
So these two brushes are a good duo?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, we have plenty of them.
Oh, good.
So every 5 subs, we're giving away one of each.
All right, guys. So we have some special giveaway for you today, then, because we almost never do this.
We never have, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think we ever have because you know, inventory. But Ultrasquid butterfly pattern on wings definitely helps make them not boring. So we're giving away Kolinsky Sable brushes today, guys. Reaper Kolinsky Sables, the really good stuff. We're giving away an aught 5 and an aught 10 for every 5 subs, Justin?
Yes.
So you get both brushes if you win the giveaway today, and we'll give away one set for every 5 subs. So there's a good giveaway today, guys. Yeah, so slash we want to get our 5 subs first, and then we can I know we've got at least 2. We might have gotten 3 in there. Justin, you'd have to check.
I'll do a
And somebody asked a question of you earlier.
We're at 3 total subs right now.
Oh, okay, we're at 3, so only need 2 to unlock. So there was a question somebody asked you back in the chat, Justin. It was totally a Justin question, so I kind of ignored it and was like, he'll have to figure that out. Hopefully you can scroll back and find it, or hopefully your alerts told you what it was. I don't know if alerts do that on Twitch.
Let me see. Oh, thank you, sibling. Look at that. That's 5.
Yay! Sibling is one of my patrons. Yay!
And that means we're 2 subs away from a second set.
Oh, that's very nice. So, yay. More than one person winning is awesome. Now my lighter stuff.
And the giveaway is now active.
Yay! Giveaway now active. Get your hashtag free so you don't forget. Earlier hashtag freeze will not count because it wasn't active yet. I am using Fun and Stipples. Fun and Stipples. Very fun stipples. And if we decide that this texture is in fact too loud and I've got too much noise, let me see which thing. Okay, this is the vertical wing. So actually, I can decide to glaze to take it down. And I can actually use this big old moppy brush to do that. I just grab some of the, say I want to glaze with the light color.
Thank you, Madam Gorgonzola, for the 2 gifted subs. We're now at 2 sets given away.
2 brush sets of Kolinsky Sable,
Yes.
Reaper Kolinsky Sable brushes to give away. All right, let me make sure I'm dry here. I'm dry on this surface anyway. So a glaze, very light. Light glazes are tricky. So make sure you brush them on very quickly and then wick off the extra fast, because if you ever have to touch the surface, you're going to probably distort your glaze. Let's see. Oh, this is a very light glaze. I could have gone a little heavier with this.
Also,
but same holds true.
We actually had already planned on doing that, and I had planned on showcasing or at least broadcasting the charity stream she was doing it for.
Oh, there we go.
So-
There we go. You did find the question. Yeah, that was something that I couldn't have controlled, but you could.
Yes, Dark Angel reached out to
Yeah.
me in whispers to tell me she was doing that. So
All right.
don't no one tell her because we're going to surprise her with it.
Yeah, don't spoiler us. Don't spoiler our awesomeses. All right, so I need to make, that was very, very light and did not do much to it, so I need to add more paint to my glaze. I probably just had, because I have such a big brush, it probably just was too much water.
Also, since we have probably a pretty good chunk of people in here at this point, I don't know if we don't have a full force. We still have people filtering in.
Yeah.
But I wanted to take a second too to talk about the potential monthly or quarterly giveaway that we have at a certain.
Oh, the Giganto giveaway?
Right. We are
The
currently
amazing Giganto giveaway.
at a higher, I guess, average than we usually are at this time of the month, which is good because we're approaching 1,100 subs. Remember, at 1,500 subs, we will be doing the big giveaway. It's not live yet. I'm saying that we are approaching, I feel like, an accomplishable number. It's a reachable number for sure. At about, I think, 400 more subs. So, and we are. We're also, last I checked, $800 away from the goal for that. I assume we'd already hit it, Vigos. But that could just be a back end information thing. Like it may just be our updated number versus what the website reflects.
I don't know if I like that or not. Yeah, I think I don't. I think I'm going to mop it up. So I added some blue and some green and purple to this, but I don't think I like it, so I'm going to actually mop it off with using a dark blue. Or at least glaze it back so it's not apparent. Messing around. Seeing if I can sneak my greens and blues into the upper part of the wing, but I think I'm going to pass. There we go. Trying to get some of this. Yeah, the mini painting community has always been awesome.
It is.
mean,
It's very awesome.
We're painting geeks for geeks. We're
You know how I know it's awesome, man?
how do you know it's awesome?
The fact that there's about 10 people or so far that have actually come to my channel. Well, there's a lot more that have actually gone to my channel and followed it, which is, by the way, a great help. Thank you, guys. But there's a plenty number of people who've actually showed up and watched me stream.
What?
And it's nothing. It's complete.
That's crazy.
It's nothing to do with the hobby whatsoever. It's just me playing video games very poorly, standing around.
Justin poorly playing video games.
Correct.
Is that the title of your stream?
Basically, yeah.
Justin
yeah.
plays poorly?
Yes, it is. And as a result, that's kind of how I know it's awesome. So, McDuff is one of the people that showed up. Shooter was there.
Sweet.
You have
That's very cool.
Buglips was there, and so was Quindy. It's great. I had a nice little core followers of people that got there.
That's
and
awesome.
getting my brother. You know what? I appreciate Balrog that you remember that. I did. I got my brother killed. And I organized.
It's always kind of nice when you can kill a family member without actually killing them. All those years of... Was it Reese?
It was, yes.
Oh, he so deserved to die.
He's the only brother I have, actually.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah.
I do have an entourage.
Reese also works here at Reaper, so...
But to be fair, and the people that watch me can attest to this, his communication skills in video games is not that great. So...
I'm just going to stop that there.
Recently, Silverthorn, it was WoW Classic.
Yay, WoW Classic.
It was
I haven't played for a while.
Tarkov, and I played some Counter-Strike as well. So it's kind of a mix.
Shade in around this. Justin plays what he feels like playing until he figures out what his niche is. Is that what it is?
Kind of. Well, I mean, if I were going to be anything substantial, it would be a variety streamer for sure.
Oh, okay.
It would be whatever I felt like playing.
Does that do better in general than specific streams?
No, actually, I feel that typically speaking, people's popularity tends to spike when they commit to it, like they ride the wave of a game.
Yeah.
As soon as it becomes popular, and then that's how they strike up a whole lot of, popularity in those times.
Yeah, that's totally what happened with Overwatch. I know there are various streamers that I followed for Overwatch, and then some of them quit streaming Overwatch. I just immediately unfollowed them.
Exactly. So, that's perfect. Good example.
Hey, thank you, Planar Crossroads. I'm glad you love me. Yeah, I went back to WoW Classic, but I've gotten so busy with everything that I just don't have a lot of time for video games right now. And the ones I do have time for are I'm playing with David. You know, since we're doing the long distance relationship thing, it's kind of something we can do together. So, and he really likes playing video games with me, which is a nice change.
Oh.
I never assume anybody likes playing video games with me.
We also played Age of Empires 2.
Cool.
I didn't stream that, but I should have because it was my cousin, my brother, and McKaylee. McKaylee likes Age too.
Yeah.
In fact, Anne, you and David should play Age, and we can get a big stream. Age of Empires 2.
Age of Empires 2.
Yeah, the definitive edition.
All right.
We could play a big group game. It'd be fun.
You should text me that.
Okay.
I don't even know what it is, so because I haven't been following a lot. Pretty much, it's like, David, what should we play next? And we just play. And lately, we played almost through all of Borderlands at this point. So that was our last thing. He wants to get me into Portal 2 with him, which we'll see how that works because he's a very good puzzles guy and I'm not.
Oh, Portal 2 is a lot of fun with.
But there's a good story, and so I like story, and he knows it. So he's like, well, let's try this because you'll really like the story. There we go. We got some shading going on. Where our wings are starting to be, you know, 2-dimensional instead of 1-dimensional. I feel like I stick my head on with glue every day. And it would fall off if I didn't. I'm using a pale glaze to lighten this center section of the wing. Also want to kind of lighten the top part because this wing is upheld, so I do want this area to be lighter. Howdy, Corsair. Oh, good. Yay, beholder, Coos. I love that model, and I actually own one. I just haven't had time to do it. I need to use it for a demo for something, and that'll incentivize me to paint it. It's the, what's his name? The AD&D beholder from their unpainted line. Yeah, I really enjoyed Borderlands. I mean, some of the humor is pretty infantile in some of them, but overall, I appreciated it. And I don't know why people panned 3 so badly. I actually thought 3 was the best one for story and for difficulty of boss fights. But yeah, I enjoyed it. We played 3 first because it was the most recent, and David hadn't played it yet. And then we went back because I enjoyed myself. We went back to 1 and just finished 2. So we're thinking about playing the pre-sequel, even though I can't stand Handsome Jack. Yeah, it makes sense, Coops, that you wouldn't want to paint 2 at once. I mean, you actually get more out of it, I think, if you wait and then paint your second one, because you may have improved, and then you'll be able to see it really easily because you'll be looking at the same model between your earlier one and your later one. So we're lightening up our, see how we're lightening up our wings? They're looking pretty. All right. So, okay, guys, I'm going to ask you for your feedback. So, knowing that David and I played Borderlands, and knowing that we play Overwatch together, and knowing that he is a big puzzles guy and I'm a big story guy, what other cooperative games should we play together that can be played remotely? I know Age of Empires. What is Age of Empires, Justin? Tell me about it.
Age of Empires is an RTS.
RTS, which is
real-time strategy. So
ooh, I'm not into those.
So I will say, unlike all of the others, like StarCraft and such, it really can be very, very, very slow-paced.
Oh, okay.
It's, in fact, I like it because it seems
it gives
to
you
be,
time.
Yeah, you can make it you can make it give you like 90 minutes to prepare.
Oh dear.
You can make them last very long, and set up your entire empire front to back before you ever experience any
discord.
Correct.
What was I going to say? Damn it. I was just thinking of something. Oh, Magnetic Gumby, you got a question. That's a good question. I think a lot of them, like some of our, I want to say the one that Lovejoy was painting is a little bit bigger than this, Shinvinra. But I don't, as the problem is, Magnetic Gumby, I'm not sure what scale the final scale will be on those. Because sometimes the scales aren't always exactly the same as the initial print. Sometimes we'll make a choice to make them a little bigger or smaller. So that said, I do think like the Shadow Dragon, I think, is about this size. I think a lot of the dragons in the new one are this size. I'm not sure about whether we have a Giganto Dragon in the new one, in Bones 5. I am unsure about Giganto Dragons and their presence. I don't know. If it's not a hurry, if Age of Empires isn't a hurry up kind of strategy game, I might be okay with it. I usually I get flustered because I run out of time and I'm not good at making like big analytic or quick analytic decisions, usually later in the day. Yeah, again, don't quote me, Magnetic Gumby, but I think a lot of the dragons are a little bit of the smaller size. Yeah, the Giganto model is the pirate ship, which is just ridiculous. I have played Hearthstone. I really like Overwatch. I actually like Borderlands. I seem to like shooters, even though I'm not that great at it. Another NMM question. Model wielding a spear. The spearhead is completely flat on both sides. Would the NMM approach be any different? Honestly, I might paint plastic surgery that Coos. I might actually paint it as if it does have a angle in the middle of the spear to make it easier. You could do it flat, but I mean most spears actually did have a bit of a curve to them, obviously because they need cutting edges. So that's an interesting question. Yeah, I personally would probably suggest the curve, even if it was sculpted as flat. I would paint it as if it had an indent or a curve at the top. Good step up in scale from Death Sleet. Actually, T-Rock probably. Troxul is a significant jump up from Death Sleet. Yeah, and he's a nice sculpt too, Futurable. Oh yeah. I have played Diablo. I played Diablo 3, and David has talked me into starting the new Diablo with him. I hate the replay thing. I hate and now you replay exactly the same story, only harder. But I told him I'd at least play through the first part with him. Whee! Let's see here. Oh, I see. Newer plastic version is bigger than the metal T-Rock. That's going to be true for a lot of that redos. If we redo a character, a dragon character, I would think that a lot of them would be larger planar crossroads because we can. Whereas metal, it's just so expensive the bigger you get, and it's so hard to cast.
I actually agree with Reaper John here that PoE, of all of the
Path of Exile.
RPGs,
We have played that.
You have.
Yeah, David and I played 2 seasons of Path of Exile.
In my opinion, it is probably the best action RPG. And I am a huge fan and lover of D2. D2 was basically a large part of my teenage years. And it was a big part of it. So
I'm doing kind of a weird kind of side blending on this, guys. I essentially wet my brush, and I dip the tip in the dark paint here, and then I just run it down the side, and the water in my brush thins it out and makes a blend. It's a very easy, quick way to put a shadow next to a surface if the surface is flat. Torchlight. Yeah, I'm not into Torchlight that much. My problem with Diablo and my problem with Torchlight is that it's just grinding for stuff. Like, the story seemed pretty light. Like, in Torchlight, it seemed downright non-existent, honestly. And so it wasn't my kind of thing. I know friends who lost many hours to Torchlight, and it was fun. Like, I played it for a bit, but I'm actually not that into games that are just challenges like that. I really like a good story. Let's see here. There's that wet blend again, so you can see how it happened.
I agree with
Did you see that?
Magnetic Gumby.
Divinity Original Sin. That was actually recommended to me as a possible option, Magnetic Gumby. But
The second one is, I don't think you need to know the first one, but the second one is so good. It's
is it?
Insane.
All right.
It's turn-based, too.
Oh, okay.
So you can be really strategic.
Kind of like Final Fantasy? Or...
Yeah, like that, but it's more like a chessboard.
Oh,
like
okay.
you move across with squares and stuff.
Ah.
But it's really good.
Interesting.
Whereas when you're not in combat, it's free roam.
All right. Well, you guys remind me of that one. Because I have looked it up before. David hadn't hadn't really heard of it or looked into it, so we dropped that one and started Borderlands instead.
Real quick though, Ann,
Yeah?
Plano asked how big plastic Troxul is, and I'd like to show her.
Oh, okay,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
So want
cut-
me to reach back there and grab him?
It's right there. It's that big red dragon.
Yeah, this
back
big
there.
red dragon back here. Here, I can actually put her. T-Rock was a girl, wasn't she?
I don't know. I know it was painted by Katie.
Hold on. I'm gonna dig some stuff out for you guys. I'm gonna bring Clockwork Dragon over because you all know what size Clockwork Dragon is. Well, you guys can kind of see. And then I'll grab T-Rock, who is on a big, gigantic plinth. And I actually see the old T-Rock right next to the new T-Rock. So, let me put my mic down here, just because I love to give you guys what you want. Let's see here. So, actually, I'll hold them both. How about that? So these are Clockwork, and there you go. So if you know how big the Clockwork Dragon is, you can see compared to T-Rock. So there you go. And yes, it is a pretty Clockwork Dragon. Yes. So there's the size comparison. Now I'm going to get the old Troxul and put it next to the new T-Rock. And I'm going to knock over paint because it's what I do. And then, oh man, this is such a slug. I'm almost afraid to pick it up. Metal dragons are so heavy. So heavy. Old Troxul. And let's lower him down. Let's get my other guy out of the way. Whoop. New Troxul. So yeah, very dinky compared to new, as you can see. A whole scale up. There we go. There we go. So yeah, so there you go. That is your size comparison of the day. And now I will try to get these all back into position without breaking them. Stay. We had a little segue there. So yeah, dragon sizing 101. But yeah, the old metal dragons, I mean, for the time they were done, they were really amazing. But just painting that much, that heavy of a metal piece is just so hard. Come here, T-Rock. T-Rock's wings are also, the new T-Rock's wings are always also huge. So you will want a large brush to paint those wings. Come on, T-Rock, get back there. Slide in. There we go. And Clockwork. Whoop. There we go. All of our dragons are back where they belong. Yay! And I've gotten my pure white. There we go. So now you go, guys. Now you know how big they are. Yeah, I've got AndreKrat at home, a resin and a plastic one, and I would really like to tackle that sucker at some point. Although I don't airbrush, so you know, it would have to be brush painting, unless I actually unlimbered the airbrush, because Aaron pretty much did sell me on it a bit the other night when he was here. All right, we can go back to Minicam, Justin. So there, so just a little bit of work. And we have a nicely textured wing with some shading and highlighting. And it didn't really take much work at all. And it's a nice randomized pattern so that when we do some slashes and scars on the wings and wounds, we will be able to just put that over this surface and it'll look a lot nicer. All right. The problem with Ed's house brush is that it's all like bristly and doesn't hold a point very well. It does look like this magnified 16 zillion times. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll base coat AndreKrat with a airbrush. Just for a change, just to give it a try. Gonna continue my little side brushing experiment up here. Nope. Ah! Too blue, too blue. There we go. I just need to tilt it toward the camera better, that's all. So yeah, this is pretty fast, all things considered. You can, yeah, I know it is a little dark on the camera now. There we go. There we go, yay! That's lovely. That's perfect. Justin, once again, is perfect.
Look at that part.
Now I'm gonna make the other one match. I will have to highlight this sucker again because I got it all dark and stuff. But that's all right. We're working on it. All right, wing 2. Well, let's see. Oh, we've got a sub. Avrelina. Yay, thanks, Avrelina.
Yes, thank you. Also, to remind people, we are at 12 subs total, which means we are 3 subs away from a 3rd set of brushes. And what are they again, Miss Ann?
They are the 05 and the 0-sized Reaper Kolinsky Sable brushes. This is the giveaway for today. Hey, Papa Doc, how are you?
These are nice brushes, right, Ann?
Yes, they are very nice Kolinsky Sable brushes. They are awesome. You should put a hashtag free in. Currently, we're giving away 2 sets, and if we get, 4 more subs, we can give away a 3rd?
3 more subs.
3 more subs, and we'll get away a 3rd. Oh, I started out way too light.
Or bits. Or resubs, or
resubs, bits, any way that you could possibly throw money at Justin.
Correct.
He's all for it. He's happy to give away more Reaper stock. Not real stock, just, retail stock. The more money you throw at his department. He's very predictable that way. It's all good. I'm doing my spinny brush stipple. Spin, 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 spin. Spin, 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 spin. And we sing the little spinning song while we do that, of course. Oh no, I've lost some paint. So there's this trebuchet lying around the studio. That's Ed. We're not doing that for a giveaway. Ed would have to give that away himself. Maybe that'll be the culmination of his show. Although I think he's gotten kind of attached to it at this point. Where is the trebuchet anyway? Is it hiding?
Behind you.
Oh, okay.
Also, thank you for the bits, Future Trouble.
Really wanted to do some diorama work next.
Yeah?
It's my goal.
After the tree bucket? Or trebuchet? I love calling them tree buckets.
He's just coloring it next, right?
Oh, is it done?
I mean, it fires.
Really? Awesome! Did he shoot people on the show?
Yeah.
Awesome, and I missed it. Darn it, I'm going to have to go and catch up.
Where would you go and do that at, Ed?
YouTube/Reaper Miniatures, or Reaper Miniatures channel on YouTube.
Or you could look at it on Twitch. It's on the VODs too.
Oh, Twitch VODs too.
Yes.
There you go.
I'm glad
See?
I'm glad you picked that up, Ann.
Oh, sure.
Someone else that did that too. They just lost.
Well, it's just like home. I understand the art of promotion. Do watch our stuff, guys, on the YouTubes or the VOD on Twitch if you miss it. Some stuff, especially if you come in late on something like my ToolBox Pro Tips stuff, there's usually a lot I've covered before you come in, and although I do like to recap just a little bit here and there for people who are new into the stream, I don't always have time to do it as much as I would like. So, we're just stippling with our gigantic size 10 brush, just to make it more interesting, just like over here. And it will dry a little darker than it appears. I'm just going to get a little bit more complexity on here. And we're doing this because I want to break up the surface. I don't want it to be boring, flat. I want to start getting some texture in. And this is a fast, easy way to do it. And then you can refine from here to add details. You're welcome, Rax. Non-zero value, when you just have a blank blue, it's very flat. And it's not natural at all, for a creature especially. So the stippling, especially on a big broad surface, gives me a randomized texture. And if you look closely at the wing, you can see that there's texture from the sculpting tools. See this kind of like, mottled texture shapes that are on here. So essentially, I'm adding to that. I'm picking that back up again by doing a bunch of randomized stippling to add a texture. And then I'm going in and I'm further adding shadows that are more defined, and I'm lightening areas like up here and up here so that they're more defined. But starting with that underlying texture gives me something to work from that's not just flat, right? It gets you a step toward looking more natural. With creatures, I think this is important. So it really depends on if the hide that you're working on already has texture sculpted on it and stuff like that. But for these wings, they're such big flat expanses that it can be hard to know what to do with them. And even if I were painting a pattern on them, like stripes or something, I would still do this first because it would give me that variation on the hide of color and pattern. Just give it a little bit of speckles or stuff, and if I want to accent that, I can. If I want to kind of pull back from it and de-emphasize it, but still have a little suggestion of it, I can. So that sort of thing. I'm catching up with stuff. I'm just happy I'm on your schedule, Twisted Oma. All right, so let's do that side thing again. This time I'm going to show you guys, hopefully better, what I'm doing. So here's a bigger brush. I guess I could use something that's a little bit more, well, no, because I'm getting a lot of fluid and stuff in it. So, all right, so bigger brush. This is, I think, a size 0 or 1 Escoda. It's actually kind of a mixing brush, which is why it looks beat up. I got a bunch of water in it. I dabbed some of it off on my hand, but it's still got a lot of water in it. You can kind of see how shiny it is. It's got water. Okay, so then you take it and you pick up just a little paint on the tip. If you want, you can kind of dab it off. Then you start and you kind of flatten the whole brush against the side, and you just pull it down with the tip where the shadow is, right up against the area that you want to shade, which in this case is the wing strut, the bone that goes down there. And it creates a nice blend for you. It outlines that, it gives it a slight shadow, and I did it in pretty much 2 brush strokes. So that's a clever little trick if you need to do something like that. If you've got a textured area and you want to kind of shade around it and you don't want to use an abrupt line because you want it more of a suggestion than anything. You want them to kind of pop out but not be too harsh, because a lining is very harsh. And so I know I'm going to keep these struts pretty light. I'm going to highlight them up to pure white. So putting that, that dark gray-blue shadow against it is going to be more than enough to make that stand out. All right. So yeah, so it takes patience, right? Because you don't want to go too fast. You want to kind of watch it while you're doing it. But you saw me there. I could interrupt my stroke in the middle. And you kind of turn the wing. You want to keep your brush tip right up against that wing strut. And I interrupted my stroke, but that's okay. You can just go right back to it. There we go. More or less. So yeah, this one's a little lighter on this side. I could also do a second layer if I thought it was too light. Like so. So yeah. Makes it stand out. Very nice. This blue-gray is a 50-50 mix of 9066 blue liner and 9039 pure white Corsair. It's one of my favorite blue-grays. I really should just mix it. I really should just make the color because I use it so often. Whenever I need a nice kind of neutrally blue-gray. I like it because I like the color it makes, but I also like that adding the pure white to it gives it a lot of coverage. So, let's see here. Trying to keep up with your chat. Just watered down Maharoon. So, and actually, it's really not that watered down. Like my initial paint up here is probably still at this point probably around 3:1 paint to water, so it's not thinned that much. And it's kind of important for that because when you're using a wet brush technique like this and you put a little bit of that paint on your brush, the water that's already in here is going to thin that paint. So if you start with really thin paint already, it's all just going to slurk right up into this brush and it's not going to like stay in the tip. So you want to get some of your extra water out of there, just a little bit. You still want a fair bit. Like, let me show you guys. Let's see. Still pretty wet here. I can make like droplets. So you want most of your water out of the brush. Then you want a slightly thicker paint because you want it to stay at the tip. Then you start your stroke, then you pull it down. So yeah, if the paint wasn't as thick as it is, it would not still be strong once the water started acting on it. Boom. There we go. And blended. Like you guys can see the fade line. So there is a way. to put some subtle shading on your wings if you don't want a harsh line. All right, so let's see. I want to do the other two. And actually, this is a pretty nice setup. Once I've lined all these, these wings will look pretty decent just to start with. And I haven't even done the wounds and stuff yet. So pretty fast technique. Pretty good way to start out. And like I said, you can just use this as a starting point if you want. If you think it's still too loose and it needs more detailing, tightening, you can still do that. But at least you're starting with a certain amount of texture on the wing, which will help you make it look not just flat. Justin, what time is it?
It is 3:46. We have been streaming for 50 minutes.
Okay, thank you. I think I'll have time to finish all these little struts and then maybe do some
Also,
highlighting. Yep,
while you're doing that real quick,
sure.
I mean, to update people too, since now we have a big group of people here.
Oh, you're going to upgrade them on the super giveaway?
No, not that. We're still about 400 subs away from that. So,
Well, yeah, but this show has already gotten us
it has
closer.
You're right. It absolutely has. Speaking of which, we're at 12 subs, 100 bits. Every
Yes,
200
Maharoon.
every 250 bits is a another sub essentially towards that total of 12, or in this case is 12. But no, I wanted to update people on. Pardon me. I wanted to update people on the giveaways from last week, that I am still processing them, and they should be processed fully by the end of today. So, because I've gotten a couple of messages on either Twitch or on email and stuff like that. So I just wanted to kind of give people a
Update.
blast update. Yeah.
All right, and now for Maharoon, I'm going to do a quick repeat. Okay, so start out by laying in your first color, which is my middle color. Grab a little bit of the dark color. Use a big brush. Rotate the brush. Don't just keep it in one direction, because otherwise you're just repeating the same kind of marks. Do it until you like the level of texture or not texture that you have. And, you know, kind of dab over the top of it to make the texture kind of blend in. If you want a lighter area, you can add some lighter stippling instead. And just kind of blend it in.
Fontana 3 for a gift bomb.
Yay, gift bomb! Here you go, Maharoon. All right, so there's the setup of the texture. And yeah, that was all stippling. The layering is what I'm doing with the loaded brush technique to bring these out. And also, I have been glazing, which is pretty much layering, just like in mass. Let me see. At this point, we really have to check how this wing fits onto the dragon. So this guy is turned here. He's kind of groufing at his friend, the other dragon. He's not friend the other dragon. He's going to be up. So this wing is kind of curled over, kind of like that. So that means the underside's going to be dark. The upper side is mostly, you're going to have some shadows. So shadow there, shadow there. So I do want highlights more toward the top of the wing. So knowing that, now that I've positioned my dragon, I can glaze to make that happen. So I've already got my glaze mixed up, and it's my mostly pure white with just a touch of this blue-gray in it. I can glaze essentially the areas that I want to be lighter by just painting the glaze over the top. I do not want, remember, glazes, you don't want them to pool. You just want to put them over the top of the surface and let them sit and dry. And if you see the paint is pooling anywhere, take your edge of your brush and just wick it off of the edges. And I'll stir this up and try that again, because I think I didn't get too much impact out of that glaze. Where do you buy ReaperCon tickets? New to the scene. Do we have tickets posted yet, Justin, for ReaperCon?
No, I thought we announced when they went on sale, and it was in.
They go on sale Friday. There we are. Thanks, Corsair.
Exactly.
I'm going to glaze again, and if I see brush strokes, I can kind of just distort with my brush or even use a finger to erase the brush strokes around the outside. But you see how that actually makes it lighter, significantly lighter here, that glaze, and it's all nice and blended in. And I still have some of my stippling underneath it, so I still get that nice randomized effect. And Demon Wine just subbed. Thank you. Hello. Friday the 14th is ReaperCon Day, apparently. And I know that we're about to, no it doesn't non-zero because we actually don't have it yet. We always put tickets on sale first, and then Ron is about to send out the email to our established instructors for us to enter our classes. And after that happens, then any remaining class slots will go open for people who would like to start teaching for the first time at ReaperCon.
Thank you, Demon, for the Twitch Prime. We are now 2 subs away from hitting a 4th set of brushes.
Oh yeah, and I should, for the new people, I should show them the brushes. 1 second. Let me glaze this bit on this wing to get it a little lighter out toward that area. And grab my brushes.
Oh, hey, Trexmar, how you doing?
Kolinsky Sable Reaper brushes. 05 and 0, both rounds. The 05 is what I used for the majority of my staff painter career at Reaper, just to let you know. So definitely hashtag free for brushes. We're giving away 3 sets now?
Currently 3 sets.
Yay!
We are 2 subs away from 4 sets.
Ooh, if we get 2 more subs, we can give away 4 sets of brushes. Remember to get your hashtag free in.
Also, John, I fixed your mod status. I don't know why it bugged out.
The Twitch stream was angry with John. He must sacrifice to the Twitch gods.
Yeah, I think that's what happened, actually.
I'm pretty sure it was. And we're going to do another little edge down the strut to bring this edge together. As you can see, you can interrupt your stroke along the way and just adjust it a bit. There we go. Picking out all of the struts. Blaming bug lips ought to be a hashtag. A Reaper hashtag. Now, when you get up to these narrow areas, it's harder to get it to blend. So I think I may just add a little bit more water and darken that area.
Thanks, McDuff, for converting. That's awesome. Twitch Prime to a tier 1.
Oh, nice! Very cool. Now we need 1 more, right? For 4 sets?
Correct. We just need 1 more sub.
1 more sub to give away 4 sets of brushes. Run us out of brushes, people. Make internet unhappy with us.
Oh, not only did he upgrade his sub, but he passed it on.
All right. I think Blame Bug Lips has a very nice ring to it.
I also like who he gifted it to. Skill Bros Swaggins. I'm sold. I'm completely sold.
Yeah, I love that name. That's pretty awesome. That's a cool handle. It's going to be white eventually, Paladin. But I'm building up the base right now, so I'm essentially introducing texture so it looks more natural. I'm lightly shading around the struts of the wings, and eventually I'll be lightly shading these scales also. I always start with a kind of a light to medium gray or blue-gray when I do white, and then highlight up from there. What that'll probably involve is I'm going to leave the membranes a bit darker, but I'll bring all the scales up to pure white. I like a little bit of contrast. I don't like just white on white necessarily. So we'll see. I may actually glaze this with kind of a fleshy color too, just because it's thin membrane and stuff, but I don't know, maybe not. Haven't decided yet. I'm really kind of like winging it, haha, on these wings because the Black Dragon I had a very clear concept for, but White Dragon I didn't have a clear concept for. So I was like, well, let's just mess around and see what we can do. And, you know, I like to have more of a concept before I start a piece, but it is not a no-no for me to start a piece and just be kind of like figuring it out as I go. And sometimes that's more fun. We got a little bit of shading in there. Thanks, Paul John's Life. Thanks for coming. Undertone. The blue-gray is going to be the shadow. And usually this light blue-gray. I'm not sure if I'm going to introduce other colors under the white. I really like having a blue-white. I think it's also nice that it contrasts with our Black Dragon's wings, which are a little bit warmer and have green and purple, although they're hard to see on this particular monitor. But yeah, mostly I'm using blue-gray because the interior of these dragon's wings are... Here, let me see. We're flipping colors. flipping colors. So we want the dragons to look like they belong together because they're both in the same diorama. But yeah, I'll just, essentially when I do pure white, I just start highlighting up with pure white and I just build up the layers until it looks, what you want to do with white is you want most of the surface area to be white. So the scales at least are going to be mostly white. I'm just going to come back in once I have my ground color on. It's much easier to start dark and work light for pure white, I have found, than it is to try to shade pure white. Hey, we are proud to be nerds, the Leland. Woohoo. Oh, we're almost to 600 Discord members. Look at us.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is, considering we only launched it, what, 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. I'm going to do another little shadow here because I want a little bit more of a shadow. Boop. There we go. That's a bit better. I like that. A little more drama. Drama. All right. What else do I want to do with these suckers? I do want to paint over that area because I do want to start pretty much lighter than that. So let's add some water to this. All right. There. That's much better. Since we accidentally got this a little bit too dark, I'm going to paint over it. I was experimenting and the experiment did not work. I do not mind wasting time base coating. I don't really consider it a waste. Really touching up or changing a surface is so easy with acrylic painting that it, a lot of people are very resistant to it, but I'm personally not. If I don't like something, I'm perfectly happy to paint over it and start again. When you use thin paint, you're not going to lose any detail by doing so. And I do want this a lighter color for when I start highlighting up white. Otherwise, it's just going to look kind of odd. You can't let your shadows get too dark with pure white, especially not on a surface that's facing upward and not in shadow. Shadowed surfaces, you can get a little bit darker. Boop. All right. Join Discord for the chance to blame bug lips all the time. Yay! Somber boop, yes. We can indulge in our Overwatch League. Hey, oh, did I tell you non-zero value? I am going to the opening day. Dallas is hosting half the games for Overwatch League's opening day this year, and I am going on Saturday to see Dallas Fuel play and some other people, like the Gladiators and stuff. Oh, you're going too? Awesome. Fantastic. Yeah, David's even flying in to go with me. That's love.
John mentioned that Swillow was going to, a frequenter of our channel.
Oh, cool.
Super cool guy. I think he's pretty local, so.
That's awesome.
He stops in.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm familiar with him. Yeah, he's a big Dallas Fuel fan. I think he wore his jersey last year to ReaperCon. So yeah, I'm secretly, and not so secretly, addicted to Overwatch League. And I'm so happy that the season is starting up again. Gives me something to paint to in the evenings. There. Get a little bit more of a shadow in there. Yeah, oh, I was about to say, thanks, Reaper John. Thanks for that. I was like, somebody said it was really close to the Reaper Qual up on Razor, which is very nice. All right. Oh, you just ordered a custom jersey? I have not done that. Oh, nice. I actually like the ones from last year. I own a Dallas jersey from last year. I did not put a player name on it because I actually felt bad playing favorites because I like a lot of the guys. So it is a non-named jersey. But yeah. First sports jersey I have ever bought, and it was an esports jersey. So that says something about how nerdly I am. I'm just kind of sketching in where I ran over some of these struts. There we go.
Thank you, Keldor, for the Twitch Prime.
Yeah, thanks, Keldor.
We're pushing towards 5 sets.
Are we?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, we're getting close to the end, so that means anybody who's considering subbing for us to get even more sets to give away probably should think about doing it soon, because I'm almost at pretty much a good stopping point here. I think next time I'll do some scars and stuff on the wings and probably glaze them a little lighter to bring my texture down. Maybe I'll do some glazing now. I have the stuff mixed up, may as well. So I'm going to lighten some areas of the wings so that they're all just not the same color. I want the lighter areas to be where the wing will be raised toward the light. This wing is pretty vertical. The light will be coming down like this. So I do want my highlights to be toward the top of the wing. I actually could do kind of a reverse thing and maybe, well, I could use that wet brush trick with white. But I think I'm going to just do my glaze because I did mix it up for this purpose.
Oh, thank you for the bits there, Daka Flocka.
Yay! That's another one. Yeah, well, we're going to be using a lot of the same colors that we used to scar them here, which is the bright skin shadow and the clear red mix. Helps really a lot for scars. They're still going to be lighter scars. They're not going to show up as much on a pale skin, just because, you know, they tend to be scars tend to be lighter than the skin around them as they get older. So on a white dragon, those scars are going to blend in a lot more than they do on a black dragon. But I still want to do a few. That's another reason, actually, to keep the wing a little darker than pure white so that some scars will show up. I'm glazing with pale colors. The scars on this dragon were not done today. They were done in a past show when I was painting Mr. Black Dragon. Mr. Black Dragon, rawr, he says. But yeah, I've been painting these dragons for forever, Maharoon. At least it feels like that. I can't wait to actually be done with this project. If I had known how many weeks it was going to take me, only painting an hour to an hour and a half at a time, I would be like, I would never have done it. It's a lot of dragon. I haven't painted a dragon for a long time before this, and I think I'm going to need a break from dragoning once I'm done with it. Although I really can't because I actually have the gemstone dragon to paint for Ron. So I cannot take a break from dragoning. There will be more dragoning. Everybody's got their hashtag free in, but we think we still need 3 more subs or cheers.
Yeah, we need, you know what? We need 3 more subs or 2 subs and 150 bits, technically, because someone had donated 100 bits.
Ah. To get 1 more set of brushes to give away. So you see how my glazing is making this highlighted and giving a little more volume to this fold, especially where you've got a shadow side now and a light side, whereas this one looks a lot more flat. So we're going to go up here next, and I might actually do a reverse glaze. I might glaze with dark on the underside of this wing. So let's grab a little bit of our dark blue gray, just throw it down in a well, throw some water on it. Don't have to be real precise with your glaze, it just needs to be colored water. If it's a real lightweight glaze, it'll just take more layers to make it work up to a significant amount. But you can see that's not bad. You can actually see this glaze. And once again, I'm going to be working, kind of pressing against the strut so that I can blend in this upper part. And if I see a brush stroke, I'm going to rinse out my brush and just kind of buff that upper edge with some water. That's going to blend it in. So that lets me get more of a shadow on that area. So that's step 1 in making this wing look more three-dimensional. See the shadow? It's subtle, but it's there. You don't want to go too crazy because you still want your texture. You still want it to look white or close to white, so you don't want to go too extreme on your shadow. Yeah, Maharoon, actually it is. I used ultramarine blue for the first part of it, although I'm actually going to make the gemstones purple and pink amethysts. I wanted some contrast. So I decided to make a dual color gemstone dragon. So he'll have sapphires. Sapphires turning into amethysts and pink amethysts. Maybe they're rose quartzes. I don't know. Again, I'm entering into it kind of with a concept, but there's still room for that concept to mutate. If you start something and you get a better idea, never be afraid to go there. There we go.
Thanks for the sub there, Monahos.
Ta-da! Watermelon tourmaline. That's for you, Silverthorn. I'm going to leave that to you. Maybe if I wasn't horribly scarred by dragons right now, you know, having had painting them for so long. But there are many things you could do with a gemstone dragon. Any faceted gem would look great. I'm going to glaze the top part of this. You can see how thin my paint is, that it's pooling, but you can still see it. So here we're going to do the top part of this wing. And glaze. And if we see any lines or anything up here, we can just take a damp brush, kind of buff them out. And now when we look at that wing, we definitely have a shadow and a highlight section. And I think I can get my shadow a little bit darker.
We are now 1 sub or 200 bits away from a 5th set.
1 sub or 200 bits, guys, for a 5th brush set of Kolinsky Sables, Reaper Kolinsky Sables. Come on, you can do this. I have been drawing out my painting upon these wings so that you could have time to dig out a one last sub. But I'm going to have to wrap it soon, so 1 more sub. Somebody can do it. Somebody can do it. Pirate ship in 7 days with a size 0. You could do it, but you better have like lots of days off. Also, do you delineate brand on the size 0? Because some size 0s are larger than others. There we go. John's like, oh, come on, give him the brushes.
Technically, Paladin beat him to it, but thank you,
okay.
John, also.
Well, there we go.
Thank you, Paladin and John.
Yes, thank you to both. So, yeah, so there's a nice kind of, you know, it's a subtle texture, but it's much better than the flat, you know, that we see up here, right? It's a lot more interesting to look at. And I don't need it to be overwhelmingly so. I just want something. I just want something on these wings that makes them look more interesting and not flat. So that was my stippling and glazing and loaded brush technique to get that area taken care of actually pretty quickly. So, and if you were working on a bigger dragon like T-Rock, use a bigger brush and you'll be able to do the same techniques. This is your excuse to go out to the Hobby Lobby and get a really cheap, like, number 20. Like my cheapo number 10, which probably cost me $2. My Master's Touch here. My cheapo. This is my terrain brush too, guys.
Also, get your hashtag freeze in real quick.
Oh yeah, get your hashtag freeze in so you have a chance to win. Dun, dun, dun. Reaper, Kolinsky, Sable, awesome black handled brushes. Do, do, do. I feel like the Star Destroyer at the beginning of Star Wars. You know, it's just going to come in. It's just going to go across the screen and never end. Yes. Like that. Hashtag free, hashtag free, hashtag free. Dance, dance, dance. There we go.
And these are fantastic brushes, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. These, I mean, if you have never owned a Kolinsky Sable before, these suckers keep a tip. So, I'm sorry. For some reason, it's song and dance and day. I don't know. Usually when I'm tired, that's the case. I did get sleep last night, so I'm not sure why. But I am definitely song and dance and today.
That's true. You got to do the Running Man.
I don't know what the Running Man dance is. I have not seen that episode.
It's just the Running Man, but they've taken, you know.
They've taken to doing Running Man?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, I am going to go ahead and start drawing our winners. So we have 5 winners. Let's see here.
I could do the gopher dance from Caddyshack. That's what I asked Dave to do after our first Kickstarter. Because, you know, it kept going up, and I'm like, are you happy, Dave? And he was just like, meh. And I'm like, you're going to be happy eventually. And finally it hit like 3 million. And I was like, okay, Dave, admit it, you're happy. Do the gopher dance.
All right. So our 5 winners, if you guys are ready.
Yeah, John with the sleek ballet moves. John can seriously dance. I cannot really dance. I can bop. That's about it.
John spent a long time in the old color guard, so he's got a lot of that stuff down. The performing arts.
Yeah. Theater.
All right. So our winners are... I'll just go
Are you ready?
Announce these names. Yes, I pulled them. Announce these names, and I'll go ahead and announce them in chat as well.
I do
First
not
winner-
want you to put a tutu on John's face emote. Yes, I do.
I'm okay with that too. So we have Papa Doc 1963, Ultrasquid,
Congrats. Congrats.
Blargney, I believe is what that is.
Blarney.
Mini Wizard Studios, and then AndreKrat.
Mini Wizard Studios. Wow.
AndreKrat is who that is.
Yes, Fletcher, I did. Thank you very much. It is now in my, I keep a place in my drawer for t-shirts to wear when I go to conventions. And so, yes, I drink and I paint things. I need to like kind of put a little like parentheses tea. I drink tea and I paint things. But you know, it doesn't really matter. On occasion, I have a glass of wine or a whiskey old fashioned. But that's when I'm feeling really wild. Congrats, everybody. Yeah, Papa Doc, you get brushes. Congrats.
And what should they do if they won?
Oh, geez, Planer. Obviously.
Miss Ann?
Huh?
What should they do if they won?
Oh, he always asks me this question. I always choose wrong. No, you need to email reaperlive@reapermini.com. Am I right?
Correct.
All right. See, I never remember, but I remember anyway. And you need to give him some information. You need to give him the exact spelling of your Twitch screen name. You need to give him your address so that he can get the stuff to you. And do you need their name also so you can actually put it on the package?
Their name would be nice, or whatever they want to go by. There are people that don't give me their actual name, and I just put their handle on the package. It just depends on. It's probably easier to track if you give me your real name, but it's really up to you guys.
Right.
But also, I will say this. If you give me your address in block format, especially if it's a foreign address, I will say this. It's easier for me to input that stuff and kind of transfer if I need to and verify if it's in a block and not like in a sentence. In a sentence.
Right. So do block it out line by line, guys.
Yeah, block it out line by line like you would see it on a package, and it would make my job a little bit easier.
Right.
But also for foreign addresses, it's easier to tell
Really
what's
not.
what. So like if it's like in
Right.
Canada, for instance, if you tell me what the province is, et cetera, et cetera. So,
Yeah, makes sense. Some of the foreign addresses are pretty
Right.
confusing for us,
Some of
silly
our-
Americans.
Some of our Spanish addresses that we've had to ship to have just been basically GPS coordinates. So it's a lot easier if you just give it to me in block format and you kind of explain to me which is which.
Because we do not actually have a Reaper mailing satellite where we can just, toss the product up into the air and it zaps it up and teleports it to your GPS coordinates. We just can't do that.
God, that would be amazing.
It would be, wouldn't it? But then people would probably feel like Reaper is being too intrusive because we were zapping miniatures into their homes.
Non-zero values, exact.
Correct me, yeah, always, every giveaway, reaperlive@reapermini.com, and then give him that information. Otherwise, he's got no idea who you are or what to send to you.
Trexmar, the stuff from last week hasn't been quite processed yet. I actually made an announcement earlier. I guess, did you join late? You may have joined late. I said that we were still processing stuff. In fact, going forward, and I'll make this announcement on all future shows, I would like for you guys to wait a week before sending any follow-up, like messages or anything like that.
Yeah, it takes
a
week sometimes.
If you want on a Tuesday, wait until that Tuesday is over the next week if you haven't gotten an autoresponder, or if you're just really not sure if your stuff has been processed.
Oh, Tazlanch, so many people would be freaking out. They think we were being invaded by aliens or something.
I basically have to manually process all of these to make sure that the right people get the right product and it gets to the right...
Okay, Papa Doc, I want you to email to get your brushes, reaperlive, all one word, at reapermini.com, which is our website. And you need to give Justin your screen name, so Papa Doc 1963. You need to give him your address. And if you want to give him your real name so he can address it correctly, that's good too.
Correct.
And then give him a week because he has all these shows to do in addition to mailing out everybody's stuff.
And if you're really not sure, if you really, maybe you didn't hear it right, or if you had to leave 3/4 of the way through the show, because I would hope people aren't tuning in, typing #free and leaving.
Right.
Because that would be not great, guys. We would like for you to watch us. But anyway, I digress. The information will be written on the YouTube video and the details on the bottom. So if you're ever unsure, go to the YouTube video that you want it on and look at the details at the bottom. You should see your handle as well as all of the information to email. Correct.
Yep.
So
there we go.
Perfect. Thank you, Tiny Hand Ray. Also, a couple other questions. I'll probably be streaming tonight, and actually, I think I'll have a face cam tonight, guys.
Oh, face cam.
For the first time ever,
Ooh.
yes. I'm testing some
Gotta
stuff.
have face cam.
I want to test a green screen, so we're going to see if that works.
Oh, my.
With the program. Yeah, it's like I said before, it's a test bed for a lot of the Reaper stuff. So we'll see what happens.
So you won Ed, Wart Bloodsaw, since you won a troll.
And Jedi Jared, go ahead and send me a follow-up email, Jedi Jared, because that may have gotten buried, because I literally receive dozens and dozens and dozens of emails a day.
Yep.
And that's why I want people to wait before they send follow-ups.
It's the Justin face cam from Tavaland.
Oftentimes they will get buried. But anyway, you guys, if you want to check out my channel tonight when I stream, it'll be at twitch.tv/Juhroid. It's Juhroid. Hit me with a follow. I appreciate that. And you can come see the stuff I experiment with that you will likely see on Reaper Live at some point.
Oh, yeah.
So
are you going to peer over a fence on your face cam so we feel comfortable, Quindy LaRue says. So you need to
man,
Photoshop in the
Quindy,
fence.
Quindy already beat me to it. It was going to be a Wilson stream.
You would be a great Wilson.
Yeah, we will. Well, I've actually just had a version of Wilson superimposed.
Oh,
over my
okay.
stream for
All
a while
right.
now.
That's funny.
But yes, what time? That's a good question, Tiny Hand Raccoon Man. I would say when I get home and I'm settled. So it could be for my time. Could be as late as 8 o'clock. So.
Yep.
But no
Sweet.
random hashtag.
Yep. Reaper John is giving the Twitch for him, and just since Justin got to plug himself.
Perfect. Yes, and that's the thing too. And go ahead. And when you're done, I have another one.
Oh my gosh, we're plugging all the people. So
Well,
guys,
yes.
so many of you are already patrons of me, and thank you so much because I'm so happy we're so close to my latest goal on Patreon. But yes, I have a Patreon. It is patreon.com/paintingbig, all one word. And I do an awful lot of stuff there. The way it's different from here is that I actually do a lot of PDFs on there. So you can sometimes have a video and then also a companion PDF, things like that. Anyway, if you go there, you'll see a list. If you look in the free posts of there's a document with all the stuff I did last year. So you can kind of take a look at what I've done and decide if you're interested.
Also, John beat me to it. I was going to plug his Twitch channel.
Oh, okay. There we go.
He actually had already mentioned it in chat.
Oh,
but there
also
it
I'm
is.
going to show people my shiny new sticker.
John has been streaming. I don't know when he streams or what his schedule is. He'll probably put it in chat or if he even has one. He's kind of sporadic, I think. I'm not sure. But he streams ZBrush, and he's been sculpting some doubloons last I checked.
Oh, neat.
So just depends on what you guys want. If you want to watch me be really bad at video games, various video games, and actually, if you want John to join us, send him a message and tell him to join me. Yes, that'll be fun.
And one last thing, because I warned you guys, I told people that I had ordered. I have stickers, but I also had ordered holographic stickers. So shiny holographic sticker. So yeah. So I just wanted to show you guys because I know there was a bunch of people going, "Oh my God, holographic stickers!"
Can we throw in one of those for each of the giveaways today?
I don't. I only have 2 here with me.
Oh no.
I do have more at home.
Okay, bring some.
Okay.
We'll throw one of those stickers in for the people that. And also, John, go
Shiny
ahead.
stickers. So then you'll know what, because it says painting big on it under my dragon face, so you'll know where my Patreon is.
Well, because the reason why I say that, Taz Lynch, is because John, like me, kind of has a normal day schedule with the stuff here and all kinds of stuff. So we really, honestly, aren't sure when we stream at night. It's dependent on
not
when
even they
really
get
how
out of
we
here.
feel. It's just time, and for me, it takes an hour and a half.
Commute. Yeah, you have a commute.
Correct. I have one hell of a commute. So.
Yes, the shiny stickers are magic. So yeah, we get some stickers. I just ordered another pack of my regular painting big stickers too, so maybe I'll throw those at Collins.
Also, Silverthorn, what do you mean by shout out command? Is that for everyone? Oh, you know what? I could make a shout out command.
Yeah, explanation shout out, and then
everybody.
Yeah.
Although you and Josh actually have your own commands.
Oh, okay.
Like Patreons and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I could make one that just lists John and I's Twitches.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Since we're kind of different,
different.
Offers.
You're different in a good way.
Anyway, with all that being said, we are going to be rating Giggling Geekette. I'm going to go ahead and start.
Yes, remember, she's doing a charity stream, so do support
Bingo.
Giggling Geekette, okay? And she's awesome, too.
Her charity stream it's for her birthday. So she is super awesome. We're actually going to give her a birthday present when we get on over there. You guys keep a lookout for it. But she is, I believe, streaming for Text Crisis Hotline, or Crisis Text Hotline is what it is.
Okay.
So
good.
It's awesome. You guys should support her.
Yes, please
tell
do.
her she's awesome. Tell her stream's awesome. Tell her that her painting is awesome. And you
Everybody's
guys-
awesome.
Everyone's awesome.
Everything is awesome.
And on the last note, you guys keep being awesome.
Yes. Because awesomeness is what we're going for.
All right, guys.
Fun.
We will see you tomorrow
Have a
morning.
great day, guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Maybe I'll see
11
some of you
a.m.
tonight.
Central Time.
Yes. See you guys.
Bye.